What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever. Period.
Yeah, bitch, I'm up. Ooh. I'm up.
Oh,
bitch, I'm head Mickey stand up in this bitch, and I'm up because Adrian. Ooh. You know what? I'm sorry to all my Latinos out there. Mi gente Latino. Ooh. Mi gente Latino. But Adrian, he was pissing me off. He was pissing me off. He was. I'm sorry. You come for the queen. Guess what? You come for Mickey Lee. Mm-hmm. You come from Mickey Lee, you get beheaded, bitch. I'm sorry, Adrian. You had to go. You had to go. I'm sorry. Like, you had to go.
He had to go. He did have to go because he was coming from Mickey. He was messing Mickey's game. He successfully was messing up Mickey's game because he told Zach that tea. Zach told Morgan that tea. And now we saw in the episode, Morgan is like, Mickey don't fuck with me, so I don't fuck with her.
My thing is, why did Mickey drop that tea any motherfucking way? Let's keep it. Now, I'm a stan. I'm a stan, but I'm not delusional. Okay, I love my sister Mickey. Mickey had no motherfucking business dropping that tea. To Adrian of all people. I don't mind her kind of distrusting Morgan. It is what it is. I can see that Mickey's kind of a slightly paranoid player in that way, where it's like when she has a thought, she kind of goes with it. But I don't think that it's enough to make her flip on Morgan, which is why I feel like it hasn't grown past the like low-key shady talking shit type of thing. But even that can grow into something, especially if they get out Keanu, Kelly, Riley, Catherine. You know what I mean? So at some point, this is going to come to a head. But it's like, I can't even be mad with Morgan because it's like, girl, they have been talking shit about you. Like she said in the diary room, like, I'm starting to feel iced out by my allies. And girl, Will, Ashley, Rachel, Mickey, not so much Rachel, have talked big shit about Morgan.
They've been talking shit about that girl. They have. So it's rightful. And it's weird because I was literally, I wasn't fully aware exactly if Morgan told Mickey the full alliance information. So when I'm hearing Mickey's feeling shady, I'm thinking, oh, Mickey is noticing that she's talking to them. And now Mickey is like spreading these things. No, girl. Mickey, why are you? I don't even know why Mickey's concerned because Morgan told you there was a final 3 that they came and approached her with. So I'm kind of just all the way confused as to why Mickey's concerned in general because, girl, you knew. Now, I will say she doesn't know that Morgan hadn't told them about Triple Threat, but Morgan had not told Zach and Vince about Triple Threat. Morgan didn't tell them about her final 2 with Mickey. Morgan didn't tell them about her power. She did not tell any information about Mickey to them. She's only told Mickey information about them to her. So it makes me feel like knowing that Morgan was giving Mickey, she told Mickey about heavy hitters. She told Mickey about the final 3 with them. Like, it makes me feel like Morgan prioritized Mickey, not even feel like. The reality is what is occurring. What was occurring within the game was Morgan was prioritizing Mickey with the information. She was giving Mickey information. Not only did Mickey kind of ice her out, now Mickey has lost information from Zach and Vince. How are you going to get information from Zach and Vince anymore for the rest of the game? Because now Morgan knows that you clocked her. She didn't even clock her because Morgan told her. You didn't clock anything. What was the point?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I definitely think it's just the whole, like, and they kind of discussed it. Like, they don't like how close Morgan is getting with Zach and Vince. They feel like she's getting defensive. Of course, she has this crush on Zach and things like that. They feel like it's getting in the way. I'm someone where, like, I feel like I wouldn't have got paranoid in that way. If you're giving me all the information, girl, I don't really give a damn. I'm going to focus on getting Zach and Vince out. I'm not going to really worry about Morgan. So I hate that it kind of turned into this we dislike Morgan thing. And I'm just hoping, I really don't give a fuck. I'm just hoping that they get out the right people before they want to target each other. But also at the same time, if they end up going after each other, it's like, we're just letting Zach and Vince get to the end, you know? So I'm hoping they don't let it start clouding their judgment in the game. So far, it seems like they're still willing to work with each other out of convenience right now. And it's like, they at least need that. They need each other to get the jury. My fear is that they don't work this out and Mickey is the one on the outs, because if Morgan chooses Zach and Vince, I don't know how that's going to work out. It depends on how these comps go. It depends on who goes home within these next few weeks. We'll have to see, because choosing Zach and Vince won't mean much if Zach and Vince doesn't have Catherine, Riley, Keanu, Kelly. You know, they may have Lauren, but it won't do much unless she chooses them and then they start winning competitions. So let's say like it's top 8, Morgan chooses them and then wins HOH. It's like, well, goddamn, you know, that's where it gets hard. And I want her in that end game for Mickey and Morgan to be close because they could really help each other out. Like, I think it's bad for both of their games right now. It's just I can't fully blame Morgan because I don't think Morgan did anything truly to get turned on the way that she did, because Morgan never fully, in my opinion, was all in on Vince and Zach. I think she prioritized them, but she prioritized at least Mickey. I don't think that was going to change until the decision came out. So I just feel like I wish Mickey never shared it with Adrian. I wish it was something she kept between people that she actually trusted, because now it's just a mess.
Yeah, and honestly, Morgan didn't even prioritize them in the game. She prioritized them within the socially. She hung out with them. She always voted with Mickey, Rachel, Ashley, Jimmy, and Will. All 3 times she voted alongside of them. She wanted the same thing as them. She pushed, not even just voted. Vince and Zach are telling her to do something else, and she's pushing against it. She's like, no, we shouldn't do that. We should save Amy. We should save Amy 2 times in a row. We should save Will this time. Like, she never agreed with them. We should not put up Ashley. Matter of fact, let's make her put up Adrian. Like, she never prioritized them strategically at all. It's just she just spent more time with them, and I see why you would be suspicious. I 100% why you could be suspicious, but don't say you're suspicious about everything. Shut up. Be suspicious in the back of your mind. But also, I always prefer when a player ingratiates rather than distances. If you are suspicious of Morgan, you should get closer to Morgan. I don't see why you would get farther away from her, because all that will do is confirm your suspicions. Obviously, you're not talking to her anymore. So of course she's going to talk to someone. And then I also feel like Mickey should want to get close with Zach and Vince as well. If you feel like your head girl is closer to Zach and Vince, you should also get closer to Zach and Vince. Morgan's basically been begging her to do a Final Four with them, and she always says no, or she doesn't do it. And it's like, I need you to, y'all should work. She should want to be close to Zach and Vince. So her best friend being close to Zach and Vince should be good. I don't see why it's so bad. Like, girl, get in with them. You should be good with them too.
But, you know, they did just create this fake-ass Heavy Hitters 2.0. And that includes Mickey, Zach, Vince, Morgan, Rachel, and Jimmy. So it shows me that even with all of this tension, they're still willing to work together, which is the most important thing, because that is what they need. I think both of them need each other. So
I agree. Ciao. So, of course, Adrian went the fuck home. Let's pull up let's talk about the votes. Let's talk about the people. Let's talk about all of this, because essentially they could have tied the vote this round when it comes to the people on the blue side. Keanu, Riley, Catherine, and Kelly all voted how they said they were going to vote. They said they were going to evict Will. Vince and Zach also said they were going to evict Will. If they did, the vote would have tied. Lauren would have had to break the tie, and they would have been standing on business. We saw very recently, last night, this morning, Ava Pearl convinced Vince and Zach to not vote with that side of the house, because she said, why would you want to associate yourself with the 4 most hated people in the house?
Oh, Diva Pearl. Diva Pearl. Truly, Diva Pearl got this vote to flip at the end of the day. Like, if we're talking about making sure Ashley didn't go up, all of the girls in the gays ate that up. Rachel, Mickey, Ashley, Jimmy, Morgan, Ava included went to work. They did. They did. But for this vote, Ava down.
Ava 8.
The way it was set up, it was 6 and 6, because Zach and Vince initially were going to vote to save Adrian and Kelly in any scenario. It would have been a 6-6 tie, and Lauren would have broke the tie. And they were going forward with trying to do that, and even trying to convince Ava to vote with them to make it 7-5. So what she did was drop this tea on them about not voting with the house targets, and they were like, oh shit, we don't want to do that. And truly it's because Zach and Vince are very, very passive, you know. However, it took Ava dropping that information. Mind you, Ava didn't just do that randomly. Ava dropped that information so they could change their minds. And that is exactly what happened. They immediately was like, damn, she's right.
She's spilling.
We can't vote with them. In fact, we're keeping Will regardless now. Like, they went all the way to the other side. Shout out to motherfucking Ava Pearl, bitch. You will always be my favorite, okay? I love that girl. I love Ava so much. I want her to get her AFP check. I do.
She's gonna win. She's gonna get the check. This girl is playing great. She's playing very, very, very well, because she's kind of in the middle. Like, when it comes to where Ava stands, Ava has been voting with the side of the girl. She's been kind of agreeing with them strategically so far, but she has this connection to Vince and Zach and Lauren that's keeping her kind of in the middle of the game. I feel like her and Lauren are both in a way kind of in this middle position, but they're leaning towards these certain sides. And then of course we have Zach and Vince, who are damn near completely on one side, but they're so damn passive that they are always doing things that help the opposite side. And it's like,
literally
what's happening?
This week, the Mickey, Morgan, Rachel conglomerate of the game got their way twice because Zach, Vince, and Lauren are the most passive people I feel like who've ever played Big Brother. Literally Zach sending home Adrian just cut his line of information from that entire side of the house. Adrian was bringing so much information via Mickey to Zach, and that's not going to happen anymore. All he has is Morgan, who's also being iced out by that side of the house. So it's like, he's continuously cutting off his own power structure. And if he were to win, he would still nominate people in that structure, like a Keanu, like a Kelly. Like, they are so scared of this group of people that they're basically giving them the game, you know? And I do think the one thing that Zach is doing purposely from what we've seen in the diary rooms is trying to divide Morgan from Mickey and essentially that side. Now, it depends on how far this group of people go. Like, I could see a world in which Rachel, Mickey, Zach, Ashley, Jimmy, Morgan, Ava, Vince, Lauren is like the top 7, 8. I don't know how many.
Literally, like Keanu, Riley, Catherine, and Kelly just go home back to back. I could definitely see that.
I could definitely, and maybe Will, maybe Ashley is in that, but I can see that type of top 7, top 8. You know what I mean? And if Morgan were to flip, then it would be a problem.
And I think that I think it could be like a 5v5 at that. If that's what happens, and that's the top 10, Morgan, Zach, Vince, Lauren, and Ava, I think could easily form a group if they keep icing out Morgan that entire time. If throughout these next weeks they're still playing in Morgan's face, which, I mean, they don't like the girl, so who knows? I think Morgan will choose. I think it will be Zach and Vince's structure versus like Mickey and Rachel's structure, if that's how it keeps going. And it's like, that could be bad for Mickey and Rachel if that side wins more comps. It just comes down to that. And it's like, y'all shouldn't lose Ava or Morgan. Y'all need to make sure y'all keep them in. And I kind of feel like
I think they're just going to talk to Ava. Because Mickey and Rachel have been working on Ava a lot. I think that they will keep Ava, especially because Ava loves Will. So I think they're going to do that. They just to make sure that they can keep Morgan as well.
And that's the issue, because they do so much talking to each other. They do a lot of talking to each other, and that could, as the game goes, if they continue to do that, that could kind of like get them stuck in this little position. But we will see. It's going to be a very interesting season moving forward, I feel. Honestly, the issue is that these 4 people need to go. Like, I feel like these 4 people are just going to get nominated over and over again, and I feel like they just need to go. Keanu, Kelly, Catherine, and Riley, because they're holding up the real game. The real game starts at 10, baby. When it's the big players left in the game. I feel like for now, Keanu, Kelly, and Catherine going to get nominated next week. Riley's going to get nominated unless one of them win HOH.
And that's what we do not need. Please, God. Keanu, Riley, Catherine, Kelly, keep them out of that HOH room. Please. I beg you. I'm pleading and praying, God. No.
I don't need that at all. That would be scary. But yeah, y'all.
So I find their passiveness so interesting, because the fact that they truly just do not want to piss them off. It's like, why are y'all not? They're so pussy. Like, they're making moves twice this week that are not good for them. Adrian should not have been renominated. And I guess this could like shift into how Adrian went home. Adrian really shouldn't have even been a renom. And a big reason as to why Adrian was a renom option is because he chose a side that was never really a side. You know, I think Keanu and Kelly put him under the impression that them, Riley, Catherine, Zach, and Vince was some actual conglomerate or alliance of people. And the Bond alliance with Zach, Vince, Ava, Will. I think all of that really made Adrian think this is a secured side of people that has my back. And literally not a week after the Bond is created, Lauren is backdooring him, because Lauren this entire time is hearing from a side of active players that we don't want to see this person go up. So it's showing Lauren that Ashley has shooters, and no one is defending Adrian like that. Even Zach and Vince, who had all of the power in the world this week, could have told her, just do Ashley. Do not put up Adrian. We need Adrian. And she wouldn't have done it. But they refused to take that stand. Now Adrian is all the way evicted. And I feel like it's because, once again, Adrian really didn't have that many people truly fighting for him. He was not making allies actively. He was too focused on figuring out who was lying and let me get caught up. Let me get Rachel caught up in a lie and let me interrogate Lauren for hours about who was saying I was going to go up. It's like even his campaign this week was just him interrogating people on liars. It's like I did not understand where his game was going. I'm so happy that he's out of the game, like I said, personally as a Mickey stan, but it's like he wasn't doing himself any favors, especially by tying himself to people like Kelly and Keanu. Like I feel kind of sad for him, honestly, especially with all of the tears that we saw at the eviction. Like I feel slightly bad, but at the same time, it's not like you went home because you were this huge threat or because, you know, you didn't deserve it or something like that. You went home because you were playing terribly. Like he was playing really, really bad.
Yeah, he was. Y'all send us some questions in the chat. We'll answer them in a little bit. But no, I agree. I literally agree with everything you said. Adrian just genuinely was not playing good. He was not a good player. There were a lot of times he didn't want to talk game. He's refusing to tell lies. So he's sticking himself alongside Kelly and Keanu because he confessed his loyalty to them. So ever since then, he's been saying, oh, I'm loyal to them, I'm loyal to them, I'm loyal to them. No one likes them. You need to pivot. He refused to pivot in this game. He got nominated by Lauren. Kelly and Keanu are literally social pariahs, and he's still sticking to their hip. And it's like, they're not good for your game. They're not good players, and you're not being a good player by sticking so closely to them. He actually had access socially to so many people. He had social access to Ava. Will liked him. Mickey liked him. Ashley liked him. So many people, like, you saw how many people were crying. And it's like, that even makes it kind of worse because it's like so many people genuinely did like you, but because you're so focused on staying loyal and not lying, you can't even play the game because you're literally trying to stick with this group of people who don't even fuck with you, and then the people who do fuck with you, you're not making any social bonds with. He had zero strategy. He had no strategic bonds with anyone. He had no final twos. He really wasn't in any real alliances. Even when the bond was created, he should have been the main one trying to stick that together. He wasn't. It was just not good gameplay, honestly. And then that on top of his allies not prioritizing him. But my thing is, the reason your allies don't prioritize you is because you're not a good game player. It's just really, really bad. I really do think it's bad. And that's what led to him going home, for sure. Like, he was not doing, he just wasn't doing a good job. No shade. Okay. AJ asked, okay, y'all, what's the tea with Morgan being iced out? Ciao. So we talked earlier about the strategic perspective of it, which is that Mickey was scared that not just Mickey, all of the people on the girl side were kind of feeling like she's getting too close to Zach and Vince. But also there's the personal kind of side of it all, because Ashley has never liked Morgan. We know this. Ashley never liked Morgan. We found out recently.
And what's the source of that? I would assume it's Zach.
We found out recently that Ashley has a crush on Zach. She has admitted that she has a crush on Zach. So what else could it be at this point? And a lot of
it's that, and she feels like Morgan talks down to her. She feels like Morgan is very condescending when she speaks to her. Apparently there was a comment where she called Ashley like SLOW, and they didn't like that. And Mickey, I think, is attaching that to also the reason why she's distrusting her, because Mickey felt like she was spending a lot of time with them, sharing a lot of information with them, and she's talking down to Ashley, and they just don't like that. They feel like, I think they feel like Morgan is fully flipping with Zach and Vince. Exactly. I don't think is the case, but that is the impression that they're getting. Plus, she's rude sometimes. Yeah, and she really just hangs a lot with Zach and Vince, and she is in love with Zach. To be honest, like, it's clear to everyone that she gets upset if Zach talks to another girl. She gets upset if Zach flirts with Ashley. She seems upset if Zach talks to Lauren. If Zach and Lauren are giggling, she's mad. If Zach's in the other room, she seems like she's down now. She can't be excited. She doesn't have happy. If Zach is like, oh, Morgan, do this, she lights up. They notice that she's in love with this man, and this man is not someone they're working with, so they feel some type of way. But I will say, like, not that they're contradicting themselves, but they also really, really like Zach. Ashley, Rachel, and Mickey all excuse Zach all the time. They love that man. They don't want to target him. If they are targeting someone, they're going to target Vince. Like, they really do like Zach. So I'm kind of like, I don't even understand
why it's so bad that she likes Zach when y'all like Zach. Ashley literally has a crush on the man. But I just think it's like, honestly, they hang out with Zach as well. Like, they like Zach. They want to hang out with Zach. They do. And it's like, but they don't like that Morgan does it. And it's like, it's kind of
because,
like,
and they feel like Morgan is being so protective over them. Like Mickey made a comment that like she feels like I can't even be in a room with them alone before Morgan barges in. But someone made a good comment in the chat. Like a lot of the reason why they have Zach and Vince so much is because of Morgan.
Yeah,
like
literally.
Morgan's allegiance to the women is what's keeping them connected to the women in a lot of ways. And I feel like if Morgan were to flip, it would sever that. I don't think Morgan is going to flip because out of necessity, she needs the women because they're still against Keanu, Kelly, Catherine, and Riley. But once those four are out, that's where it gets interesting because she could flip and have a good reason to, because it's not like any of those people actually like her.
Even the fake heavy hitters alliance is Morgan's alliance. It's literally all of her closest allies or who she wants them to be, because it's Jimmy and Mickey, who is the triple threat, and then it's Vince and Zach, who is her other final three, and then it's Rachel, who she was really close with. Like, she is keeping them together. The only reason Zach and Vince probably won't not the only reason, but one of the reasons Zach and Vince probably feel comfortable not nomming Mickey is because Morgan was begging for them to be in alliance with Mickey, and now she's in the heavy hitters. It really is. I don't like that they're doing that. Hopefully things can shift, but yes. M says, who do you want to win HOH? Zach! I need Zach to win HOH to fuck his game up, because he either has to nom Kat and Riley and they're gonna be pissed, or he has to nom Ashley and she and the rest of the girls are gonna be pissed. So go ahead and fuck your game up, King. Honestly, this is what I hope happens. I hope Zach wins HOH. He nominates Keanu, Kelly, and Catherine. I hope Riley wins veto, uses it on Catherine. I hope Ashley goes up and everyone's pissed at Zach and Keanu goes home. That's what the fuck I need to happen. Get pissed at Zach. Zach ruined everything.
Him or Vince, because if you bring the graphic back up real quick.
Period.
Because if you're looking at the actual cast of people, Zach and Vince have relationships to a certain extent with everyone on this board. And that's what's going to make it interesting. Is Keanu, Riley, Catherine, and Kelly going to be upset that Zach and Vince did not vote with them? You know what I mean? Lauren, in a way, got her best case scenario because the women are not worried about her. The right side of Keanu, Kelly, all of them are not worried about her. Zach and Vince are not worried about her and working closely with her. And it's like so many people are being targeted in front of her now. So I'm really interested to see how much Zach and Vince are going to be looked at by their own side in a way because they didn't vote with them. Like, that's going to be really interesting.
It is. And the chat is saying that they agreed to throw. Vince, I think, will genuinely throw. Zach has always commented and said that it's difficult for him to not compete. And we've seen it in the past where there's really competitive people who it's hard for them to throw. Zach will maybe he will just stand down and actually throw. But I think of the two, who's less likely to throw, I think Zach is less likely to throw because he's so competitive. And that's what I hope happens. Honestly, I hope he ends up winning, or maybe it's an accident. That's another thing. Could be a crapshoot. We don't know what the HOH is.
But that's gonna be interesting because they have a lot of allies.
If anyone on that side wins HOH, Mickey can use her power, and she's gonna get her power usurped. Honey.
So I don't know if you know this, but damn near everybody in the house kind of knows about her power. I think that maybe if we get like a Keanu HOH, he'd be dumb enough to think it's someone else.
You could do Keanu.
But I truly, and it depends on how it works. Let's say she activates it and then no one has time to talk to each other, then she may be good, but Big Brother is dumb. They're probably going to have everyone else canoodling downstairs while each person goes and talks to the HOH. And then even then, in people's 3-minute conversation, they can just tell the HOH, I think it's Mickey, choose Mickey.
Yeah. It's Mickey. Choose
Mickey. A lot of people know. Well, they can never truly know, but a lot of people suspect that it's Mickey. Damn near the entire house. Damn near the entire house.
And if Keanu does win HOH, that's Zach and Vince's chance to not have to get any blood on their hands and allow him to nom 3 of the girls. So I think they will probably help him out with who it is, even if it's a Keanu or a Kelly. Like, they're going to help him out and be like, I mean, I was thinking it was Mickey. I don't know. And then he's going to choose Mickey and then she's going to get caught and then her ass going to be on the block. So I don't think there's a world where, I don't think there's any situation where the person wouldn't get told or wouldn't just know. Now, Keanu could be so stupid that even when they tell him, he doesn't believe it. And then that's where it's like, well, that's on you. Rudy asks, now that Adrian is gone, who is your new man? Bye. None of them. They all suck. Y'all need to be watching my my after shows, because my after shows we get into a lot of shit. I talked to Bailey Pelham, the winner of Big Brother Canada 12 last time. We had a lot of conversation about the show. We already answered this question over there. So go get over there. I know that's right. But the answer is none. Do you think Lauren will benefit from this move? Absolutely not. Look at her. She's sitting there alone.
Well, I was just saying that I think that she, in a way, kind of got lucky. Like, I do think that, in a way, what she wanted, which was to come out of this unscathed, is what's happening. Like, no one's gonna look at Lauren for a while, and she has the connections with Zach and Vince, which will protect her to a certain extent. Like, she is good with everyone across the board right now, even the people she nominated. Like, I don't think you're gonna be worried about Lauren.
Do you think? I agree with that. I kind of just feel like that was always going to be the case. Whether she didn't, if she didn't win HOH, that was going to be the case. When she won HOH, that was going to be the case. And if she nominated whoever she nominated, it would have been the case, because they would have blamed it on someone else. Like, I don't think anyone would have been like, Lauren just took me out. Like, I don't think anyone would ever feel that.
Even if she, I know Mickey mentioned putting her up. Even if like that happened, like, she's not going home.
She's not going home. I think she's safe, and I think she's just as safe as she was as if she would have put up anybody else. In my opinion, I think she would have been just as safe, regardless. What comp do we want for the next HOH? Girl, not the what was it called? Not the wall, because they keep talking about the wall. I'm sick of that. Stop talking about the wall.
I hope I don't even get the wall. How much they're talking about it. I want to get like pressure cooker this season again. Honestly, I would love to see this season with pressure cooker. I think that should be an every season staple, because it's a different type of endurance competition. But I don't know. Like, I would love the eliminator competition. Like, the eliminator would be nasty.
That would be nasty. I personally, that would be nasty. I kind of want. You know what? That's what I want. What is it called? There's like a word for it. There's a word for it. Rachel was talking knockout. The knockout HOH. That's what I would like. Benny, what do you think about Mickey's power? What should she do with it now that basically the whole house knows? What do you think? I
feel like she needs to. I mean, Morgan knows about it. So I need her to reconcile with Morgan and come up with a plan. I think that they should tell their alliance about it and then use it together somehow.
I agree.
Because if they all start basically pretending that they may have it, if someone on the other side gets it, then it's like, well, it could be anybody. That's the only way they can play it, is by tricking the other side, because now everyone thinks that she has it. Or girl, if it was me, she doesn't know this, but if she ever finds out that everyone to know, she just shouldn't use it, because my biggest fear is that regardless, she's stealing someone's HOH, and if it falls, if it fails, she could be the head target that week. Or if she doesn't fail and it goes through, she could be the head target for next week, because you just upended someone HOH with a power that we didn't know about. So it's like, I really don't want her to use it. I really don't, because I feel like it's going to be disastrous for her regardless.
It is. She should not use it. If I was Mickey, if I was in the game and I was Mickey, I would reconcile with Morgan, and I would tell Morgan that we need to make a Final Four with Zach and Vince. And within making that Final Four, I would probably tell them about my power, and I would probably never use it. I would use my power to build trust with them. This is my real Final Four. I'm only going to tell you guys I have this power. I love us. Morgan, keep me in good. Morgan's going to keep her in good with them. Now they're in a Final Four with her. Now she has power on both sides in a way, and she doesn't have to use her power. Never use it. Just tell them and then never use it. So they can't use it against you, because you're never actually going to use it. And then you can just actually have a Final Four with them. I don't know. I would do something to strategically drop, because she shouldn't use it. She should strategically use it as a way to gain allies. That's what people do a lot of the times when they have power, is they use it as a strategy to kind of gain these allies. That's what she should do with it. However that may be, maybe not necessarily Zach and Vince, but some way to gain an ally. That's what I would do. Like, you're scared of them, or like you find them threatening, so do something. Lance says, how do you think Kelly and Keanu are going to respond to this Adrian blindside? And are Catherine and Riley going to be the main targets? Kelly and Keanu, they're all going to be targets, I feel. And I think they're all going to be mad. A little bit. Like, in different ways.
I think Keanu will be the most reactive. I think Keanu is going to get Fessy walking around questioning people. Who flipped? Kelly is so odd that she may not be that mad.
She may not be mad at all.
She's going to get over it and nominate herself anyway. I think Catherine is going to be pissed, but secretly. And that's going to make Riley pissed off, because she's going to make him pissed off. That's what I'm hoping happens, especially towards Zach and Vince. That's what I need to have happen.
I agree. I think Catherine's going to be so pissed that she might even like start working closer with Jimmy. Like, I could see her fuck them, I'll just work with Jimmy because y'all some bitches and y'all weird. Like, I can really see her being very upset. Especially like they had multiple one-on-ones with her yesterday. Zach and Catherine talked, then Vince and Catherine talked, and then Zach and Catherine talked, and then Vince and Catherine talked again. They talked to her multiple times yesterday about that vote, about where they're going.
Kat, Riley, Keanu, and Kelly, if they didn't know about it, were because I feel like someone like Kat said that regardless, she's evicting Will, and she doesn't care. I don't think Riley and even Keanu would have done it if they knew where the votes were going.
Exactly.
So I feel like they didn't tell the four of them. And if that's the case, the last conversations they were having was that Kelly and Adrian were staying regardless because they had the votes and that they could split the tie. So it not happening, I assume they're going to be upset, but we don't know what was told to them. So I guess
and Kat's kind of like a lost player, so she might not be mad because she's so lost. But Keanu, Riley, and Kelly think it's sides. So because they think it's sides, they're going to be confused as to why their side didn't vote right. So I do think they're going to be mad. Like, what happened, side?
And if they're not mad, they're just stupid, which is like
they could just all not be mad. Thoughts on my theory that Rachel wants to take Keanu to final two? I see it.
It's possible, and low-key, if she can get him there, she should, because he's not winning.
Yeah, she should, and I think I can see it, I will say. Question. Do you think Ashley flirting with Zach is strategic? Absolutely not. Since he wants her in the game longer now. Absolutely not. She 1000% never knew that he didn't like her. She doesn't think he didn't like her.
She thinks that she's one of his closest allies. Like,
yes,
I think that this is just a simple crush, and I do think it's affecting her game slightly. I think that there's many reasons why she doesn't like Morgan. I think one of them has to do with Zach. If you don't believe it, that's fine. But I do think that's one of the reasons, no shade. And it is slightly affecting her game because if she doesn't figure out that he does not like her, I can see her revealing the wrong information or trying to protect him when she shouldn't be doing it. And Zach, he's a player. He's playing and flirting back. He's seeking her out to flirt with her. Like, I can see why Ashley thinks that there's something kind of there. He's a very flirty man. And he can't be that fine and flirty and touchy. So if a man that fine was touchy and flirty and smiling and giggling in my damn face,
you would have been doing
girl, on my knees. So I feel like Zach is purposely trying to keep her on his side, even though he doesn't like her. And it's similar to what he's been doing with Morgan, where it's like, I'm gonna, put a line in the sand between Mickey and Morgan, and it's happening successfully. Like, I think Zach is clocking who's with who, and he's working to undo it in these small ways. But at the end of the day, he's still so passive that if he were to win, he's not going to protect Ashley. He's going to nominate her.
Of course. So, I also feel like Ashley is just someone who always gets caught up with a man, because the first week with Zay, she genuinely was considering saving Zay if he was up next to not Amy, but whoever the other person was. And it's like, that's not what any of her allies was doing. And I do think it's because she felt a connection to Zay. Now she feels a connection to Zach. She has a pattern.
It's not that shocking, because she was very heavily pushing how bad she wants a showmance going.
Yeah, she continuously said that.
So I do think that the flirting, the little summertime crush, is slightly getting to her gameplay. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's affecting it too much to where she doesn't know what the real enemy is. And that's all I need. Because if they end up flipping on Morgan when it's like top 9, top 10, it's like, well, shit, fuck it. But as long as they keep it together, I don't mind what she does. I really don't care. But if this relationship causes her to turn on Morgan before, if they are turning on Morgan before Keanu, Riley, Catherine, and Kelly are all out, they're the problem, Houston.
Honestly, they shouldn't even turn on Morgan before Zach and Vince are out.
They really shouldn't.
They're the problem. But that's the thing. I think that's the issue with. That's why I want Zach to win HOH, and I want Zach to nominate Ashley because of this. She needs to wake up. Hey, Hayden says, do y'all think Keanu's side will notice and care that Vince and Zach are playing the middle? Even if they figure out it was Vince and Zach, I don't think they're gonna care. We kind of talked about it. Like, I don't think they'll care.
I'm hoping that they will. I just feel like being blindsided in this way, if it truly was a blindside, there's no way she trusts Vic and Zach ever again. But if they're too stupid to continue to do so, there's nothing we can do.
Which I think I think they are. There's nothing we can do. One of my other theories is that Keanu thinks he's working with Jimmy and Rachel recently, so it could push him closer to Jimmy and Rachel. And I could see that. I could see him just feeling like he should just work with them, and that everything Rachel has been saying negative about Vince is true. And I think that could help him, help push Keanu away from them. But I don't know. Who do you think Mickey sees as her number one ally at this moment?
Either Ashley or Will, I would say.
Yeah. Do you think either of them are actually...
and a lot of people believe the reason why she's flipping on Morgan is because of Ashley. I don't think it's because of Ashley. I think when you have someone that you can talk shit with about somebody, it does bond you closer. But I feel like Mickey was already feeling this distrust. So when Ashley is conveniently also disliking her, it makes them bond more.
And honestly, this question makes me like dislike what she's doing even more, because Ashley and Will are not reliable allies. You really need a good ally, and Morgan should.
Will want to quit every other day, and Ashley don't even trust Mickey fully. She be
honestly on this side, the best number one ally to have is Morgan, because Morgan will actively work to help you. So she needs to go back to it being
a big reason why Mickey got into this Heavy Hitters 2.0, which could help her a lot with Zach and Vince, is because of her connection to Morgan and Jimmy as well. But a lot of it is Morgan. So I want her to reconcile with Morgan. They need to. I think the way Morgan is, I feel like it's going to come out at some point.
Yeah, it'll eventually be a conversation.
And I'm really praying that happens soon, because Mickey and Morgan together are stronger than anything. Like they need each other, in my opinion, for both of them to potentially win this game.
I agree. Who y'all want to win HOH? We already said that. And y'all think will win HOH for next week? I really don't know, because the comps are so equitable. Did you say who you wanted? I said I wanted Zach. I never remember you saying who you wanted.
I really just want anyone on the pink side. Rachel, Mickey, Ashley, Jimmy, Will, Ava, Morgan can even win it. I'm fine with Zach or Vince, because I feel like they would be too pussy to make a big move. But who I actually wanted, it would be someone like Rachel. Rachel for sure. Ashley for sure. Ashley could be fun. And Jimmy again. Jimmy would be really fun again.
Yeah. We already talked about if the move was good for Morgan. Do you think Rachel will blow up the Heavy Hitters if she wins HOH, or does the vote encourage her to ride this alliance out? The reason I don't want Rachel to win HOH, I don't want Rachel to win HOH, because I do think she's gonna fuck her game up. I think she's gonna nom Zach, but maybe not Zach. I think she's gonna nom Vince. Vince alone. Nomming Vince alone is gonna fuck her game up, and I think she will nom Vince. I don't know about fuck her game up, because they have so much strength on their side, but she shouldn't nominate Vince, because Vince won't go home, and I think she would be wasting her time, and I think she will nominate him against someone who is a flop. So hopefully when she wins HOH, if she does, she realizes she should just nom Keanu, Riley, Catherine, and Kelly, and just move forward from that, because if she tries to do a big move, which I think she will, because it's Rachel, I think it could prevent her from succeeding as much as she could in this game, and I don't want that. So
yeah, I agree.
Thoughts on the fact that this is the first season of BB17 that doesn't have a young black man on the cast? My thoughts are I could have been casted instead of Adrian or Zay, and they didn't.
Both of them flop, and that's why I don't understand. Like, I mean, we've talked about the discrepancies in the casting. It doesn't make any sense in my opinion, especially because young black men are definitely a part of the demographic in America. So it's shocking that there's not at least one in the house. But child,
the
thing is, casting is always gonna be the way it is.
Yeah, they do. And then like, why is Riley here? Like, when you look at the men in this cast, not even look at, but when you analyze the way the men in the cast have been playing, it's not like they're providing gameplay. I guess if you're at least thinking entertainment, sure, keep Keanu, keep Jimmy. But honestly, why is Riley here? Why was Zay here? Why? I guess they provided a little entertainment. Why was Adrian here? Like, I don't know. They could have done a lot of things, but they did not. How are you feeling about Ava's win equity going forward? I think capabilities of winning a jury vote are very high. I think capabilities of going very far, very high. I think capabilities of getting to final two, I don't think are very high. I kind of feel like people will know she can beat them, and I feel like she won't be able to win the competitions herself. So I think she will make it far and get cut like a T-Core. Me and Leah.
Leah was she's likable.
Yeah, Leah was comparing her to T-Core on our week 3 live feed recap. And honestly, it's very T-Core like you will make it far. You will be the main person who can win, and then you probably won't win a comp and go home.
I will say, I feel like It almost depends because we don't know if she won't be able to win a comp, especially those in-game comps. So I don't want to count her out just yet. I could see her in a situation where she is in the final 3. I could, because of how back and forth everything is, especially like, let's say they do get out Keanu, Riley, Catherine, Kelly back to back. Boom, that's jury. She's we have to start worrying about Jimmy, Morgan, Zach and Vince, Ashley, Mickey. There's so many other people to worry about. Ava could just chill.
Yeah, she could.
Minutes.
She could.
I could see her in that in game, and if she could just win one comp,
she got it. Like, honestly, she could win this game easily. She just has to get there. I'm like, I want someone. This is what I want for her game. I want her to find someone who will take her to final 2. Of course, she can take herself, but it needs to be a reciprocal situation. I don't need her in final 3 with 2 people who will take each other. You know what I mean? So I want her to find that person, a number 1. And be able to get to the end with
She got Rachel.
Rachel would be dumb to take her.
Go ahead and give us our Dan and Ian 2.0.
Exactly, baby.
We got Derek and Cody 2.0. Let's give us a good Dan and Ian.
Khalil says Rachel H. Rachel H is so cute. Prayer circle. I know that's right.
I would love if Rachel won HOH. She would be such an iconic. Being able to watch a Rachel Riley HOH live and in person, baby, I need it.
Benny, do you think it will be 9 jury members or 7?
I really wanted to answer this one because I have a theory.
Okay.
So if you remember last season, the America's Veto and the America's HOH had a time limit on it. Yes. They only had it for I believe 4 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, it was a week.
This season, Mickey's Power, Keanu's, and Kelly's, they only said until jury starts. If this is a 17-player cast, if they had a 7-person jury, that means 8 weeks pre-jury, maybe 7 if they have a double. I don't think they would let them have a power for potentially 8 full weeks. That's half the season. Now they have done it before. Like if we go back to BB20, Tyler's power lasted a while, Bailey's power lasted a while. But that was BB20. If we're thinking modern era, I'm like, they don't like those powers to last that long. So I feel like also with Rachel Riley being here, they want her in jury. Exactly. So I see it being a 9-person jury because it helps Rachel be in jury, and the powers don't last that long. That is my thought process.
I do agree with that. I do agree. I think it's going to be 9. And also it's 17-player house, a 17-player cast instead of a 16-player cast, which is it's still 6 bitches not in jury because of how big the cast is. And I think that also kind of might help it a little bit. So I agree. I think it's going to be a 9-person jury.
Zach is saying Zach money thing also lasts into jury. Why would you let them all have powers that they gain week 1 through 3 until week 8? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Exactly. And they've done dumb shit before, but I think it's going to be a 9-person jury. I do, which is good. All right, Lee. I had Adrian. Adrian was the 6th player I drafted. And he was playing terribly, and it's looking a little wonky for me.
Keep going back and forth.
Keep going back and forth. We're gonna see who next. I think the next this is my thing. I think the next targets are Keanu, Kat, Kelly, and Riley. You have 2 of them. I have 2 of them. So there's that.
I think Kat going home next.
I don't know why.
The only way my spirit is telling me Kat's going next.
The only reason I think Kat might not go home is because of how actively I think Riley will make sure it's him. If there wasn't that stipulation with Riley, I would definitely think it's her. But I genuinely think if Kat is in question of being nominated, he's going to say, nominate me, please. He's going to beg them, and then they'll nominate him instead. So I think he will single-handedly save her. Or even if he's nominated, he's going to throw the blockbuster to her. Or he's going to help her win. He's going to give her the answer. He's going to do a lot to make sure she stays. So I think if Kat is targeted, I think the only way she'll stay is Riley. But also, Keanu and Kelly will probably just go first. Or could be targeted. Who knows? But either way, we got 2 of them, so that's interesting. But I don't know. My team feeling a little shaky. I picked Jimmy first. I don't feel as bad about Jimmy as I did last week. I kind of feel okay about Jimmy. He has been calmer than I expected he could ever be. And I think that makes me feel good. Although he's not prioritized, it's almost like too much is going on right now. And Jimmy has fell back enough to where I'm like, I think he's going to be okay. To be honest, bitches is mad at Morgan. Mickey is telling everybody her business. Wow. Ashley is still pissing bitches off. So I'm like, there's other shit going on.
I will say Zach and Vince were really upset with Jimmy because of what he was doing with the votes.
Mm-hmm.
He was really trying to make sure that Zach and Vince did not get to play them and say that they were on the other side. Like he was really trying to manipulate the situation to make it seem like, well, no, Zach and Vince are voting with us, and they did not like that. So I don't know if that's going to put him more in the forefront, but it does seem like he's not that much of a target.
Yeah, you got
Ashley. I feel like with Ashley, I'm liking her trajectory right now. I feel like her eyes are on the right people. I don't love that she keeps mentioning Morgan, only because my biggest fear is that she were to win, she would fly off the handle and put her up. Do I think Morgan will go home? I mean, child, you never know. You never really know. So I still got my side eye out for Selena, you know. So but I do feel like Ashley is, as long as the girls keep winning, she could definitely be in jury. And I just feel like Ashley is gonna be a nasty. I don't think they can get Ashley out. I don't know why. I just feel like if she were to get nominated, she's winning Blockbuster. When she gets to jury, she's about to win 5 HOHs. Like this is she's about to tie the HOH record this year. I don't know. Like
I know that's right.
About Ashley just gives me comp queen diva beast. You know.
I see Veto queen. I do see that. I got Vince. I think Vince is fine. Like he's not doing the best. He's not in the best position. He's very passive. But I think he'll be okay. Like honestly, like Jimmy and Vince, I think although they have these things and their names are getting, I don't think any of that is actually going to matter until 4 or 5 weeks from now because of how much shit is going on. So I'm kind of like Vince is probably all right. I think Rachel will nominate him though, so that'll be interesting. But even then, he ain't going home. I mean, I don't think he will go home if he's nommed and Rachel put him up because of the people who would prioritize him. Mickey girl.
Yeah, my sister Mickey. I love my good sister Mickey so bad. Adrian is out, which I think is a really good thing because she was sharing way too much information and I feel like it would have kept going. So thankfully he's out and that can't happen any longer. What she needs to focus on now is rekindling with Morgan, Vince, and Zach. I don't think it's going to be an issue right now, especially if her side keeps winning, but that will potentially become an issue at some point. I think that Mickey needs to, even if she's annoyed, fake it till you make it, mama. I think she's having trouble faking it right now because Morgan is noticing, and with this information being leaked, they're going to start looking at her crazy, especially with this whole power situation. So right now I feel like it is shaky for my sister, but I do feel like she can control it. I do. It's just she doesn't need to use that power. She does not need that power because I feel like that will tank her game.
Yeah. Morgan is next. It's not looking good for her, for the girls who it should be looking good for with her. Although I think they shouldn't be targeting her anytime soon. Kind of same thing with Jimmy, Vince, and Morgan. That's my thing. The thing is, Jimmy, Vince, and Morgan all on rocky water, but the longer they stay in the game, I think the longer they have time to control it. So I don't feel down and out, although they in rocky water. And this was my first 3 picks. I kind of still feel average about all of them because I'm like, give it some time. And that's the thing. The other thing is all 3 of them not going. So I got one of them is going to control it. Whichever one of them can last the longest can control it. We'll see about more picks.
My first 3 picks is
Mickey can control it too. I put
it's not looking good for none of them though.
The group of people who it's shaky, but over time you could control it are Mickey, Morgan, Vince, and Jimmy. I think all 4 of them are on shaky ass ground, but if any of them pick up pieces, they win the game. In my opinion, that's kind of how I view the game right now. They can win the game because they're top players, but they're all in icy water. And then you got Keanu. Now that's where it's like,
okay. Girl, I don't even have no thoughts on Keanu. He pisses me the fuck off. He's delusional. He's not playing the game. He thinks that Rachel and Jimmy are playing in the middle. He thought he was running this vote. It's a mess. He's a mess. I'm annoyed. He annoys the fuck out of me. And it feels like he's always on feeds. For like any feed watchers in the chat, does it not always feel like he's on the fucking feed? Every time I turn it on, I see his ass talking to somebody, and he's not talking about anything because he doesn't know what's going on.
And they don't like him. Will, honestly, I don't think Will's going to get nominated anymore. And finally, he could stop talking about. And this is what I will say. I will say this week on the episodes, on last episode, he was very in the diary room. He was very much so like, bitch, I'm finna win and I'm staying. I'm not going home. I'm going to get these votes. Like he left that self-doubt kind of stop a little bit as this week has progressed. And I kind of think that I don't think he will be nominated because the rotation of Riley, Catherine, Keanu, and Kelly, that's a lot of names that can be nominated instead of him. And I do feel like he probably will finally not be on the block and can go back to being the social king. He could still really make it far in this game, honestly.
I need him to get more active because the defeative attitude, what's the name? Defeatist attitude. I'm over it. Let it go. He has to let it go. He needs to be this social person that I know he can be because week 1 Will was eating it the fuck up.
Literally. The chat talking about why did he get 16? Y'all, people were saying he counted both rooms. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It was a lot going on. I told Lee I would have had to guess. I would have guessed 8. I was like, look, I would have just guessed 8, bitch, and hope for the best. So
even if you guess, baby, 16 carriages riding away while I watch them. He was thinking of Beyonce. Oh, bitch, he listened to Lawrence. He was listening to Lauren Renaissance album.
You got it.
And he had just listened to 16 Carriages before they went to play.
It was in the back of his head.
He was right, 16 carriages riding away while I watch them ride with the dreams away. Summer sunset on a holy night on a lonely
You got Zach. Is Zach winning?
I love that song. Girl, Zach is in one of the best positions right now because he's fine. And that shit pisses me the fuck off. God damn it.
And that's all. Next, Catherine, she's going home. You got Ava. We kind of already gagged about Miss Ava Pearl. Ava Pearl is winning.
Ava Pearl, I love my good sister Diva Pearl. Okay, she was one of the main reasons why this vote went the way it did. My good sister, my mama, just don't win HOH queen because, girl, you cannot afford it.
Don't do it, baby.
Not right now.
Not right now. Kelly losing. She's finna volunteer for the block again, or she might win the HOH. Don't need that.
I have to go twice because you're losing all your people. Lauren, my Louisiana beauty, my sister, my fellow beehive. This was a perfect HOH.
I know that's
Lauren,
right.
I have to stand you because she did everything I wanted her to do this week. She put up Adrian instead of Ashley. By the end of the week, I wanted Adrian to go home, and who went home? Who went home? And they said, they told her, they said, if you want to vote to tie and to send home Adrian and to send home Will, we will do it. And what did she say? Well, I don't necessarily want to. Exactly, Lauren. Exactly, Lauren. Lauren is pro-black. She's pro-women. She's pro-Beyonce. She's pro-Louisiana.
All of that.
Girl, that's my sister. We need to have a Mardi Gras ball. Bitch, okay, girl, give us some
with some crumb cake. I mean, with some king cake.
You want some king cake with the baby and the sister, baby. Okay, and some crawfish.
And some gumbo.
We're going to get to the cold drink. You want a cold drink? You want a cold drink, Lauren? You want a cold drink?
Cold drink.
Okay.
How you do the accent?
A cold drink.
I'm
from the NOLA, baby. You want to get a cold drink from the corner store?
You want to cold drink? Go to the
You want to get a cold drink from the corner store? Get some water.
Lauren, this is what I want to say.
No shit,
this is what I want to say, y'all. We need to revisit 1 minute after the feeds came back and Lauren was the HOH, and my tweet saying Lauren will absolutely be the perfect HOH because she will not be nominating any of my faves because she will be too scared to do so. We have to revisit that, and I need you guys to know if you ever are confused and concerned as to whether we are accurate podcast with legit information, we know what the fuck we're talking about. A lot of you bitches try to be like, well, I don't stop that arguing. Listen, child.
Listen.
Boop.
We're psychic.
We know what we're talking
intuitive.
about. We recognize patterns. This is what I will say. If I don't know, Lee got it. Lee got it. If I don't know, sometimes Lee be scared, and I have it. When Taylor Hale was finna win, I was like, y'all, Taylor Hale is winning.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that.
And I was scared.
When Jack was finna win, Lee was like, Jack is winning. I was scared. Come on, y'all. One of us
was gonna win. You knew I was scared.
I knew. One of us.
The thing is, y'all trying to drag me because y'all was like, oh, you were saying this about Lauren, and look what she did for HOH. You mean she took out the person I wanted her to take out?
Child, Brown Charlie said, Pharaoh, you better live up to those reads when you're in the house. Y'all, if I was in this house, Zach and Riley would have been gone. Don't fuck with me, baby. They would have been out of that game, baby. I don't have no time. You also got Riley. Girl, Kingdom has Rachel Riley. Kingdom, in the chat, the first week we asked this, y'all all spam the chat with yes, Rachel's winning, yes, Rachel's winning, yes, Rachel's winning. Last week when we asked, y'all was like, well, what do y'all feel this week? Is Rachel Riley winning? Yes, no, maybe.
Are y'all getting y'all point? Are y'all getting y'all point?
Are y'all getting y'all point or not? Are y'all tying me?
We still winning. Winning.
Well,
we got one well.
Well, yes.
Well, yes.
Mother winning. Mother winning. Is mother winning? Is mother winning? Is mother winning?
Is it giving daughter?
Is it winning daughter?
Pharaoh, that's all I know.
Oh my God.
Someone said pro black wear. Look.
Oh,
Did a black person go home this week?
No.
Let me stop defending Lord. I can't. It's just this HOH, y'all. She got me.
Mm-hmm. But yes, y'all. Boom. Yesterday, as I said, I did my after show with Bailey. We had a lot of good conversations. We talked about.
Y'all we get into the after show. Everybody in this motherfucking chat, because I feel like y'all think the after show is an episode recap. The after show is not an episode recap. It's a fun kiki. If you like us kikiing on the eviction breakdown, you will love Pharaoh kikiing on
with Jessica Milagros and Bailey Pelham.
If you love Jessica Milagros, hilarious guest. 2 Libras. Is it 2 Libras back to back? Jessica's a Libra?
Jessica's not a Libra.
Jessica is a Libra.
It was 2 Libras back to back.
I
think it's going to be 2 Libras back to back, actually.
So Pharaoh did the first TRK after show with Jessica Milagros. He did the second one with the winner of BBK 12, Bailey Pelham. I'm telling y'all, it's a great after show. It's funny. There's games. There's segments. Like, y'all, it's not an episode recap. Y'all need to get into the TRK after show. You will gag.
Yeah, thank you, Lee. And I have a really fun time doing it. Yesterday we did have a segment and we talked about flop HOHs. It was such a fun segment. Like, Bailey was talking about the flop HOHs that happened in her season. Even with Jessica Milagros dropped so much tea on the behind the scenes of the season she was on and of other players she knows. Baby, you're getting behind the scenes tea. If you have not seen that shit, go watch that right after this. But I'm saying all that because I have to reveal the next guest for the TRK after show. Now, some of y'all are going to be like, it's whitening up the place. But we are here with our next guest next Wednesday. Boom. Mr. Ethanimo. You might know him for his beautiful compilations where he's discussing big moments, big things of the Big Brother blockbusters, Big Brother winners, all of that. Ethanimo has been on the podcast before, and he's coming back as a guest for the after show next week. Yes, y'all man. And doesn't he look so cute with this damn cat?
He does.
Let's talk about how I might be flirting the whole time. But he got a girlfriend.
He has a girlfriend.
He has a girlfriend. He's a straight man.
You are a man.
But Zach can flirt. Why I can't? If Zach can flirt with Ashley but don't want her, why I can't? If Zach can flirt with Morgan, why I can't? No, I just can't flirt.
Those are women. You're a man.
Oh. But yes, Ethanimo is here. If y'all have any questions for Ethanimo, go ahead and use the hashtag Kingdom Speaks on Twitter, on Blue Sky, on the girl. Ask me a question, bitch. Ask a question to Ethanimo, and I might be asking. They're bitches, queens, legends, all of that. It's synonymous. So ask him a question. I would wait a little bit before you get into the specifics of the week because we do kind of have a quick little discussion about the weeks. Some people like asking questions about the week. So if you want to wait for your question, do that. I will be reminding you periodically throughout to send in your questions using the hashtag. But if you want to ask him something appropriate, because that's my man, go ahead and do so using the hashtag. Okay. Thank you. Also, of course, make sure you are here every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday. It's Big Brother season all motherfucking day. Next week, we are going to have a special guest again for our live feed recap. Y'all better be there for them live feed recaps. Quinn, Leah ain't been on Now Nigga podcast. Y'all better get with it. Anyways,
we can get your fave. We got the faves on speed dial.
We got your faves on speed dial. And I have more surprises for the TRK after show coming up. I'm in talks with a few different people. So better get into that as well. And of course, better get into the eviction breakdown. And earlier today, I did drop my challenge motherfucking recap. If you haven't watched the challenge, at least watch me. It's only 20 minutes, girl. You better put that on 2 times speed. That's 10 minutes and a bite to eat. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Survivor Australia versus the World is coming in 3 weeks and 3 days. So y'all better get into that when we get into that. Okay. And girl, I forgot about this. Reality Rewind still going on, girl. If you want to send in your vote for one of these 10 shows, send in your vote for one of these 10 shows. The link is in the description, girl. We already know who winning, so that's why I was like, damn. But send your vote in anyway. Your vote counts, baby. It's only 100, 200 people who send something in. If 200 more of y'all send something else in, it might win. But yes, get into the Scripture Kingdom as well. What did I just drop? My Fantastic Four review. Get us a Fantastic Four review. Fantastic Four. We so loud. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for keeping the rule of the kingdom, baby. We're out.